Okay, I'm out in the garage here. Had to clean out the freezer today, defrost it and everything. Get all the ice out of it. I got it cleaned up really good. And we were wondering why there is a lot of ice in the freezer. And that is because the gasket on the bottom of the door here is coming off. So I need to find out what screwdriver I'm going to need in order to take those screws out in order to put the gasket back on. Anyways, I got the inside all cleaned out. Oh, I see a spot that I missed. I have to get that. Got all the ice out, got it defrosted. And the other spots that are in there are just from being stained up, which will eventually wear away on its own. Laying on the ground, on this cold cement ground, I got the tools I need. Got the screwdrivers in order to fix the gasket on the door, get it back in place. And these screws, I'm backing them out just a little bit. Not completely out, but just a little, just enough to allow the edge of the gasket to slip back in there, then tighten the screw up right away so it does not jump back out of there. Anyways, I'll be back working on this gasket. Okay, I got the gasket back on the freezer door. First I tried to loosen all these screws up at once, then just slip it in. But that did not work. What I found out what worked the best is to loosen all these screws up, all of them, and then slowly push it back into the frame, hold it there, and then tighten it up with the screwdriver, one screw at a time. So I pushed it in, had to hold it, and then just tighten up each screw individually, going along the bottom of the door. Okay, now I'm just going to go around, check all the other screws, just to make sure they're tight. Not that the gasket slips out of the door again later on. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, I went completely around the door, tightening up the gasket on the door. I did find some other screws that were loose, so I tightened those up right away. And the screws at the bottom, those were mostly loose, so that's why the gasket came detached from the door at the bottom. So I just had to loosen up the screws a little bit more, just so I can push the gasket back into the frame and then tighten up each screw along the way. Anyways, I'm still sitting on this cold cement ground, and not directly on the cement ground. Got this plastic here on the ground that is meant to go under an office desk, but we decided to put this plastic out here in the garage instead. And then that way if we have to work on something and not directly sitting on cold, hard ground. Anyways, I need to get back up, and I'm using these goofy things as knee pads just so I don't kill my knees getting down or getting up from the ground. Okay, got the freezer plugged back in, got it running. And I'm checking the coils of the freezer, and they're starting to get cold, which is good. And before, the freezer was entirely iced up. There was ice at the bottom, in the middle, all the way to the top. That was all because of the gasket that had came off on the bottom of the door. Anyways, it's starting to get cold, and now have to transfer everything back over into here.